Hello.
Hi there, is that Mike?
Yeah, is that Jason?
It is indeed. How are you, sir?
Hello. I'm fine, thank you.
Good. How's Ireland treating you today?
Oh, it's all right. It's fine.
Good. Thanks for taking the time. Very excited to be welcoming you to South Africa very soon. The most obvious question is, what took you so long?
Well, something that we've always wondered about. We almost came a number of years ago, and for some reason it didn't happen. I think it's probably down to money, most likely.
Always, yeah.
It's always been it's expensive for the Waterboys to travel. Musicians get paid well. We do things properly. We take a good crew, and sometimes it's tough.
Indeed. And I'm not sure if you're aware of your history. I'm sure you've been appraised of just how long you've been championed as a band. There was a gentleman by the name of Chris Pryor on a national radio station here, right back at the very beginning of your career, who probably single-handedly, celebrated you and I think established you certainly within a South African reality. Were you ever aware of that?
Mr. Chris Pryor, the name does ring a bell. So I think I've either spoken to him in an interview or someone has told me before, yes. Yeah,
he is guilty of that. But, for the better good of everyone. But, it's coming up for 40 years. You're the one constant in the band throughout that time. But in your mind, what do you think it is that's carried these songs for as long as they have?
You mean the old songs?
Yeah, not the new. Yeah, I mean.
Well, I don't carry them all. I only carry the ones that I want to sing and play. I don't carry the rest of them.
Okay.
And I think, to me, I don't look at it like that. I'm a working musician, working songwriter. What really interests me is what I'm working on right now. And when I go out on tour, I want to play what turns me on. And, of course, that includes some of the older songs, too.
Sure.
I still play the ones that I dig. But I want to go out and get my own rocks off, man.
Yeah.
And have a good time. And so, for me, the key to the Waterboys' longevity, if you like it, is that I've always just stuck with what the music's telling me to do, regardless of what box anyone tries to put me in or what anyone tries to tell me to do. I just keep going my own strange golden trail, and that keeps the music alive, keeps the music fresh, and keeps me interested. And that's why the Waterboys are still here.
Because I think performing a song that is pretty much part of your DNA, to perform that with passion and gusto, if you're not feeling it, like you say, then it comes across as contrived and just doesn't work.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And the fact that the Waterboys have been going for as long as they have, the fact that you're still passionate and interested in it, to what, if anything or anyone, do you kind of owe that longevity?
An important thing for me has been that the band has kept changing. The lineup of players kept changing. And there are people that I had a long relationship, like Anthony Thistlethwaite, who was a sax and mandolin player from right at the beginning for a long time. But then we got to a point where I felt we'd done everything. Every permutation, every combination that he and I added up to had been tried, had been fulfilled, and there wasn't anywhere else to go. So I split with Anthony, and on the other hand, there's Steve Wickham, who's been working with me on and off since 1985, and yet we haven't explored all the possible avenues. There are still surprises, and that's why I'm still working with him. And for me, that ability to change players, to keep it fresh, has been very important.
Because I think, you obviously, when those players come and you feed off of them, they feed off of you. I mean, the chemistry must be quite electric.
Yeah, well, I like to improvise as well. I like to improvise on stage. And when we come to South Africa, people will see a funky rock and roll band that can improvise. And I like to take the songs in different directions. I don't always play them the same every night. I like to have a good time. You know, when I get the guitar on, I want to be creative. I don't just want to be repeating myself.
Yeah, which it's, you know, in some cases you'll have fans that want that. So they want to hear what they heard on the record. But I think the true magic of a live performance, and I think that's probably even more so now the case than ever before, is to get an experience that arguably, you know, you will never be able to repeat in quite the same way again, or you know, more. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I think that to me is the magic for you, because as you say, you could take it wherever you want. So I think you can meddle with your audience and have some fun too.
Yeah. That's definitely what I want to see when I go and see one of my favorite bands.
Yeah. And when you do look back at the vast catalogue and the songs that do sort of jump out and the ones that you do want to perform, have you ever thought about what it is about those songs that kind of have transcended generations? Because you can perform those songs today and they have as much relevance, and they resonate with audiences that were, you know, not even a twinkle in their parents' eye, never mind their children.
Yeah. Well, there are different ways. There are different ways for me to look at them. There's a song like something like "The Whole of the Moon" that people still love very much, and new generations keep finding that song. I don't know if you know, but it was in a couple of big American movies and TV shows last year. It kind of had a resurgence, and people keep covering it. Prince played it live a few years ago before he died. People keep making records of it. I think Fiona Apple was the last one. And so that song has a life of its own that is almost separate from the band. And there's something in that song, I don't know whether it's the lyrical message or something in the music, or probably a combination of both, some chemistry that keeps that song alive. However, it also has its other life as a part of Waterboys' performance. And fortunately for me and for people who love that song, it's very, very good fun to play live. So it never really falls out of the repertoire. I always dig playing it. It always feels great. But then there are other songs from the same period that are much, much more difficult for me to play live. And it's usually because they're musically... I find some of the very early songs musically two-dimensional. I hadn't developed melodic skills, chordal skills, arrangement skills that I grew into later. And sometimes I find the very early songs frustrating because of that. And we've spoken about what fans can expect. They can expect whatever is... your mood on the day, or are you... No, it's not that. No, I'm a professional, and my band is one of the tightest, most professional bands that working in the world today.
Yes.
We always put on a show.
No, I'm sure. No, I'm joking. But what are you most looking forward to?
Just getting back on stage, man, and playing for an audience that we've never met before. Now that's exciting. And the South African audience, I know there's going to be a lot of people there who've loved Waterboys music for a long time.
Yes.
So we'll be putting some songs in that we haven't played so much recently, but because this audience has never got a chance to hear them before, we're going to put them in the set.
That's very gracious. But
that'll be good fun as well.
Well, as you say, that's the point. Otherwise, you know, why do it? So I look forward to hearing new songs. I look forward to finally getting to see a show that I think South Africa is really, really looking forward to. So safe travels, and we look forward to seeing you in April.
Thanks. Hope to bump into you somewhere.
I will seek you out if I get the chance. Thank you for your time.
Great. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.